Hi everyone, I'm Ishwant, student of SVC Bangalore. My branch is CSC. My topic is clustering editing for multi-layer and temporal graphs. Cluster editing for multi-layer and temporal graphs. This presentation explores extensions of the classical cluster editing problem, tailored for the analysis of multi-layer and temporal graphs. And authors of this research paper are Jihye Chen, Henrik Molter, Manuel Such, and Andre Suchey, and it was published on 3rd July 2024. The growing importance of multi-layer and temporal graphs. Multi-layer graphs represent graphs where nodes interact across the different layers like social interactions, geographical proximity, and shared interest. In temporal graphs, graphs represent where connections evolve over time like friendship, networks evolving over years or time-shaped, stamped interactions between people. Cluster editing, a foundation. Cluster editing aims to find the minimum number of edge edits, like additions or deletions, required to transform a graph into a cluster graph. Multi-layer cluster editing, MLCE. For clusterings of multi-layer graphs, we typically have to consider the trade-off between closely matching individual layers and getting an overall sufficiency of 35 to 36. Goal: edit each layer into a cluster graph while ensuring high level of consistency across all layers. Approach: minimize edge edits in each layer and mark a small number of vertices to achieve consistency across all layers. Temporal cluster editing. Birger-Wolf was motivated by cluster detection problems from a practice to study the following problem. Given a temporal graph, edit each layer into a cluster graph, that is, add or remove edges, such that the layer becomes a disjoint union of cliffs. Below we will also call the connected components of the cluster graph. The goal is to minimize the sum of total number of edits and number of vertices moving between DI-errant clusters into two consecutive layers. TCE is a variant of this problem, where we instead minimize the layer-wise maxima of the numbers of edits and moving vertices respectively. The problem can be formalized as follows. Parameterized complexity, an algorithmic framework. We analyze the complexity of MLCE and TCE by studying their fixed parameter tractability with respect to the key parameter, like the number of edits and marked vertices, and these are represented by K and D. MLCE, fixed parameter tractable with respect to K and D. MLCE is fixed parameter tractable with respect to K and D, meaning that it can be solved into time K of K plus D into N3, where N is the number of vertices and is the number of layers. TCE, W of work, hard with respect to K. TCE is W of 1 hard with respect to K even when D is equal to 3, indicating that there cannot be an f of K into n of 1 time algorithm for TCE unless the exponential time hypothesis fail. Normalization results. MNC admits a polynomial kernel of size given there, and TC admits a polynomial kernel of size so and so. Future directions and open challenges. Understanding the intricate structure of MLC and TC, particularly for TCE, presents intriguing challenges. Futures research aims to investigate methods for overcoming these difficulties, such as exploring temporal non-locality and finding efficient solutions for TCE. Conclusion. Our results highlight that TCE and MLCE are much richer in structure in classical cluster editing. Techniques for classical problem seem to only carry over the somewhat for normalization algorithms, and otherwise new methods are necessary. In this regard, we contribute a major step forwards with our Z parameters algorithm for MLCE with respect to the combination of K and D. It contracts the W of 1 hardness for TCE with respect to K is equal to 3 highlights the obstacles we need to overcome. Perhaps we can break the problematic temporal non-locality by bounding the number of allowed modification at one vertex in any given interval of layers some fixed size. Thank you.